Oh man. Transition back if you'd like.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. My name is Fizz, keeping you guys on the loop with ARK Genesis news, and we're going to be talking about the tech shoulder cannon and also the AK, the new spider, weird swinging web Bloodstalker, thingaladoodler spider. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And make sure you check out the links down below for the Extra Life live stream and also the Extra Life website if you want to help the kids in needs, because this is all for the kids, and that's where it's from. So, anyways, let's hear what the devs say about the tech cannon, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about the Bloodstalker.
Boom!
Drum roll.
Ooh! I just want to say this, right? I just want to say this for everyone else. We opened the brainstorm chat to talk about things for Gen 1, and the very first thing I said was a shoulder cannon. And I thought I was totally joking. I was like, you know, it's actually super cool. And it turns out like that was such a bomb idea, and I was like, all right, amazing. I was like, I feel useful for once. But
Yeah, this has been a fun one to design and create.
And then Luke, can you swap to the PC, good sir?
And what this is the tech shoulder cannon. This is a weapon that attaches to your character via your shield slot. Once it's on there, as long as you have element equipped or in your inventory, it'll be able to fuel this, and it will have multiple firing modes, so you can set it from standard fire to rapid fire to sniper fire. And each one of those modes have different profiles that they maintain. The standard mode is actually a pretty wide scan, but it has a projectile that is fairly fast. It's a little bit more likely to hit your target. The further something is, the less likely it's going to hit, just because it has time to move. And it has like a medium range. Then the rapid fire fires a much more rapid projectile, or much faster projectile, many more per second. Has a higher fire rate. It is late at night. It has a higher fire rate, but sustained fire will overheat it, so it can only go for so long. And then the sniper fire is a much more condensed and charged up shot that will go further. It actually targets more directly in front of the player, keeps the turret focused, whereas rapid fire is a much wider cone of searching, more or less all the way around, at least where it can reach. You know, there's a player's head there, so it can only go so far to this side, but it has a lot of degrees of freedom on the left. So it's something that will target any enemies, hostiles. You can set its preferences similar to a turret, like you would on a turret, and you can set what it'll attack, and then just from there on out, you run around with this guy going and doing its thing. This is going to be really, 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 really big for PvP for sure. PvE also, it will just, anything they're doing that requires damage, this is going to magnify that by
Play the video one more time.
extreme amounts. Yeah, definitely. Let's hit the video again.
One more.
This is also just a great piece of protective armor. Like, wearing this means you now have a heads up when anything that you deem as hostile and you don't want near you. You have a direct heads up that's coming by. You start hearing the gun firing, and it'll let you know that there's something around because it'll start targeting. And once you're moving around, it's just constantly searching for targets. This is a fun one, and it's strong. It's very strong because it gives a person just extended power. It's another weapon that's firing for them at all times and targeting things.
Yeah.
Without your input.
It's like a personal turret almost.
Exactly.
Where it's just, you know, on your shoulder.
And all you got to be doing is looking forward.
Mm.
The only downside to this is all of its projectiles, except for the sniper, are pretty slow. As long as you're not right next to it whenever it's being spawned and you're moving and changing your direction, you can avoid getting hit. But that's a much harder thing to do than it is to say.
Yeah.
Especially with our game, movement is a really easy thing to get, and most players have a really fast speed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going, and our goal is to design this to be something that is dodgeable as long as you are moving. So someone coming in with these is just forcing you to be an also moving player, which is not something that is uncommon already.
Right.
It's just encouraging that play style, but it is a very costly thing to bring, and that means you have to carry element on you to carry this thing around. And it does work with any armor or no armor, so you don't need anything to equip this other than attaching it to your shield slot.
Which is cool. It may or may not be able to answer this. It is a very basic question, but if I have this equipped, will I be able to toggle this on and off? You know what I'm saying? Like if okay, gotcha.
So it'll pop up from holding your E, your multi-use button. Once that wheel pops up, it'll have a activate, deactivate, whichever that toggle is. If it is active and you whistle neutral, that'll also disable it.
Okay.
Cool. For those quick disables, like, oh no, that's a friendly person, or I forgot that it's on and I'm running around in a place that I'm not targeting hostiles, or I didn't realize I had player targeting on, and you know, you're talking just to your neighbor or something like that. We definitely are trying to look, making sure we find ways that everything's quick to turn off or quick to deactivate, preferably through a means that you're already familiar with.
Yep.
And everyone's used to commanding their dinos, so hopefully that'll be an adequate control.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge finding controls to assign to something. The more abilities you give something, and it just, especially with consoles, a consideration always, like we're limited to what we can do for there because we don't want to create something that they can't have.
Right. We got to press a 18-button combination just to
exactly
enable a feature.
But that is definitely something with this and everything else in this expansion in Genesis has been considered and being tested actively.
Yep. Well, man, that is the tech shoulder cannon tech. So like he's saying, we've seen some primitive stuff. We've seen machine tier. We've seen tech now. So like he's saying, I think they're trying to attack at kind of every stage of the game, whether it's early game, middle game, late game, and whether it's PvE or PvP. I think that you're going to see some things that, you know, will fit well within those different tiers of gaming.
Construction.
Harvesting. Harvesting. Yeah.
Tools.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Something to build a system with.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot happening here. And what is that?
Event-based mechanics.
That is reveal 8.
It's a lot of big things.
It is, man.
Have we even? I mean, it almost feels like we're just covering all of Genesis.
Alrighty, so now we have some actual technological, actual tech stuff happening. We already had like the jump pad, the camera thing, but this is something, and we also had the rocket launcher, but honestly I'm not very impressed with it, but this thing right here is very, very interesting. So this is going to be an auto turret on your shoulder that will be able to kill things close or far away because you have the normal, the rapid fire, and the sniper, which is honestly really cool. So this right here is going to be a very interesting thing because this is going to be useful for PvP and PvE. Because in PvE aspects, right, if you're on a dinosaur and you need to shoot some stuff as well, you can have this on and shoot things when you're on the dinosaur. Or if you're just running around trying to kill stuff, you know, with the tech suit, you could have this kill stuff behind you, or bats or whatever. Like, this has such a big use, multi-use, for it being like just on your shoulder, always on and active, or you can have it off or whatever. It's a very interesting concept and I absolutely love it. And I like how they're like, yeah, we throw this into a bucket of ideas and it's just sticks. And it's like, wow, really? It's like, damn, really? Holy shit. But I think the sniper one is going to be the better version of it because it's going to be a long distance pew snipe. On the these other two are going to be kind of slower paced. Obviously rapid fire means faster, like boo boo boo, but it is going to be a slower paced projectile because it is not going to get to the target because it's going to be tracing, you know. But anyways, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is too OP? I don't think so. I think PvP will have fun with this, and I definitely know PvE people will have fun with this because I will be wearing it when we're at tech suit stuff. So, very, very cool.
Oh man, transition back to me like.
That was pretty awesome, right?
He thought we were joking. We were talking about this, so then you can swap it to the concept art, good sir. Oh my gosh.
So let us introduce you to our Bloodstalker. This guy is awesome. This is a very, very, very cool and very unique creature. He is an otherworldly life form, and it's able to produce its own means of defense and transportation biologically. As you can see, it's webs that shoot out. You can either use them to grab something and pull it towards them and pull it in and then start sucking its blood, or it can use it to swing, like some familiar swingers we've seen in many different games.
Yes.
But you will be able to have a massive amount of movement. You got a few shots of one of our biomes. I think it was more of that than we've maybe shown.
You know what?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
But you'll definitely notice there's a lot of really big trees. So this environment is fantastic for this creature, but is also quite useful in many, many, many other places. The webs, you can shoot up to 2 webs. Each web is actually running physics, so you can either shoot a single web and just initiate swings from a fixed point, or you can attach one web and then attach another web and use that to create a force directly towards and launch yourself forwards, or even pull back as if a slingshot to launch forwards. And then once in the air, he has quite a few abilities. You can actually slow down your fall and your movement by spreading out your legs and gliding down, or you can actually stick to walls or stick to any surface. Especially useful if you're trying to set up for grabbing something walking by. You will definitely find these in the wild doing that, waiting for unsuspecting prey to walk by. Their swinging has a momentum carrying mechanic. The faster you're going, the further you're falling, the faster your swing will start getting. So one of the key things for this and just general for moving in it is to get up really high, or to try to gain height before you start really going into swinging movement. So it's a little bit more of a challenging creature to learn its full movement capability, its full movement range, and what you can really do with this creature.
Oh, so I was just pointing at the donation. Awesome.
Oh, look at that donation.
Oh, nice.
I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm just like, oh.
Based on where you're looking will actually influence your swing and your momentum direction, so you have quite a bit of control in the swinging phase also. We found that it can be a little too easy to just run into trees and bushes. So we have gamified it a little bit and put on some training wheels to help you get around situations that you might not have expected. It is very difficult just swinging realistically. So we found ways around that, and it's a very fun swinging mechanic now. I am a fan of mini games that have swinging creatures, and this creature, this Bloodstalker, the program on top of this has done it justice.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that I actually got to play around with quite a bit. Had a crowd behind me watching me play with it, just because I didn't master the controls quick enough. But no, it is a fun and challenging creature to maneuver. But once you do get the hang of it, I mean, I think it's going to be nothing like it as far as what people can move. Like I don't know another creature in the game that moves like this.
No, we definitely we haven't had anything close to this before, and I find it hard to even describe its swinging as a single relation to a single other game. It's very unique in everything that it does.
It is.
But swinging is not the only thing that it does.
Right.
It like everything else, it comes with a full plethora of capabilities. On water, it will stay above the water. You can actually walk on the surface of the water.
Ooh, skitty.
It's pretty fantastic. If you see something below that is within your grab weight range, you can grab that and pull it up to you and initiate the same thing as if on land. You can also just from the top of the water, just initiate swinging from anywhere else. So they're quite easy to get in and out of the water. They're versatile in both, and they're quite effective swimmers too. And then they can dive into the water also.
Nice.
They are very spider-like, so they can turn in place. And then they have an added movement mode. Once you pull out a weapon as the rider, it will go into more of a sentry type position where it stands up tall.
Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, we had a concept shot. You can kind of see it better.
We'll get those back up.
Yeah.
But it'll stand up much taller and put the rider forward in a position where they can now aim their gun. And they have full field of view in the forward position. And from this movement mode, it'll be very similar to like controlling a raptor from first person with a weapon out, where left and right turns it and spins it, and forward and backward moves the creature back and forth. But this is the ultimate just movement dino. This will get
Traversal.
Traversal dino. This will get you anywhere you want, really. It does great in water. It does great in air. You just need attachment points. It is a swinger. It's a swinging type movement, so it can be difficult to use in certain terrains. But there's ways to use it once you start to really master the technique. It really can be just a joy to play with and to run around and fly around with. I've had a hard time not getting distracted by it. I'm sure you've seen a few times where I'm just swinging for maybe a little bit too long. Uh-oh, someone's at the door.
Who would be at the
Who
door
was at the
this
door?
hour?
Who would be at the door at this hour?
Jeremy flew here.
What up?
Alright, guys.
Now this thing looks, and like I said, this is one of the things that I actually have played with quite a bit, and man, it's going to change the way people move. The people that do get a chance and do tame this and get to play around with it, it's definitely going to change the way that you traverse around different maps. And like Zane said, there are going to be challenging parts where it's going to be a little bit harder because it is a swinging based dino. If you don't have anything to swing on, you're probably going to be in trouble. But it should be plenty of areas that you'll be able to use this. And I can't wait to see how people are using this because the options that you have with the way that it moves it's just the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And as you keep playing with it and you start learning what the swing is capable of, what you can do with the swing, you start planning out your swings, and you get a lot more effective with it. And then you start doing really cool things like jumping up through little tiny, openings in a tree or a cave hole opening, and you're just swinging through that and then jumping through to the other side, and then finding something to vine onto or to web onto to go into another swing. It feels really, really fun, especially when you're hunting people down. And then on top of that, once you are picked up by this thing, as you can see the the carry mechanic is not so much that you're mounting the creature, but the creature is attaching itself to you, which is how it can move you around and set you up in cool positions. But this method has a benefit to where it gives you part of its vision. It enhances your vision.
Yeah.
You can see much better in the dark. You can see enemies. They're highlighted. It's more of a primal vision to assist you and increase your strength. It's a symbiotic relationship with an animal. It'd be pretty unique. It'd be pretty fun.
No, it's gonna be awesome. This is one of the things that I anticipate seeing a lot of when I look at content from the community. I'm going to anticipate seeing this in a lot of clips and a lot of just things. Like I know that it's going to be used just off my little time playing with it, and the way that I was able to move from one area to the next. I know someone that's really good at that. They're going to be able to do things that you probably are going to say are OP. So
Yep.
just with the way that this thing can move, it's not saying that it is OP. I'm just saying that it does open up the door for a lot of different traversal types that currently aren't out there right now.
Well, what is this? This thing is beyond expectations, right? So I thought this was gonna be a little tiny little shit that would be a jump scare and latch on your face. Nah, that's not anything close to what it does, but I love this. So this is the Bloodstalker. The Bloodstalker is going to be our new and probably the best mobile creature we have ever had in the game. We can be attached to it like that, and we're able to swing like Spider-Man, and it also has a bunch of other functions that we don't really know yet because I didn't really go into it. But I mean, this thing is dope. It can also walk on water, so we know that this is going to be in the swamp or bog or whatever they've been calling. I think it's called, they've been calling the bog or swampy bog, whatever. Anyways, this thing is dope. And I will go back to the video when they're playing it, and I want to pause at a point where I want to talk about the scenery, but we'll do that in a second. The concept though, look at this. So this is the actual concept art of what they were thinking about this creature, and as you can tell, the top one, it's like it shoots its webs from like its sides right here of its neck, so it doesn't shoot it from its mouth or anything. And it's also like some sort of like it seems like it's even eating the human instead of holding it, but it's so dope, man. Look at it. Oh my god. All right, I want to go back now to the scenery because I want to talk about that real quick. All right, so I'll play this really slowly because this is a video thing. Look at the different landscapes we got here. So we have some sort of flowering plant. We also have this like some sort of other, maybe this is like a beginning stage of a plant. We have massive trees. We have also some other flower bits right there. And then right here, then we have him holding him, the human. And then we also have a bunch of flower, like a flower light. This is actually really cool. This is very, very fantasy. So we've not had anything like this before where, well, I mean, if you think about it, Aberration we did, and Extinction we had the other thing, but like we've never had anything that's a huge flower light. I mean, that's pretty damn dope in my opinion. I mean, granted, we've had the big trees and all that stuff, but this is just a whole new level of design. We got like glowing mushrooms here and everything, and this is really cool. So the spider can shoot its web and just web it to pull him in, which is really interesting, and then eats him. But the whole mechanic of this creature, but of swing and everything is amazing. But look at the detail in the background. Look at that. Look at the bog. Look at the amount of love and character. Oh, look at that bog. Look at that aerobatics right there. Okay, and I want to just pause it right here. Look at this. Look at this screenshot right here that we got right here. Look at this. Look at this tree. Look at this massive thing. Now, it's very interesting because we don't see anything else except for a very foggy area. So this is very cool and interesting. But oh man, it's super dope. I cannot wait But yes, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, follow. If you want to tell me your thoughts and opinions about this guy and the other one, comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and yeah, just talk about it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if you like the video, make sure you like it, smash the like up button. It helps the channel out, and also share it, because then it also will help the channel grow and flourish. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you in the next one.